Today, the long-awaited breakup of FedEx finally arrived as FedEx Freight, their former less-than-truckload business, began regular way trading on the New York Stock Exchange. That's under the ticker, write this down, FDXF. I've said repeatedly that I like this move for FedEx, one of the newest positions in my charitable trust. But what do we do with the spinoff, the largest less-than-truckload, that's called LTL carrier in North America? Now, we've spent years mired in a prolonged freight recession, but in recent months, the whole group's been making a nice move higher. So for FedEx shareholders who now find themselves holding some FedEx Freight, what do you do with it? Let's take our question straight to the source. That's John Smith, the president and CEO of FedEx Freight, so we can get a better read on the situation. Mr. Smith, congrats on the new gig and welcome to Mad Money.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, Jim.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, John. First, maybe you can tell us what it means to be unlocked. We think the world of FedEx. I know everyone does, but it's also good if you're going to run an independent company to be free of FedEx. So what do you see happening?
Well, absolutely. And being part of a $90 billion company and you're about $9 billion of that, there's certain things that get prioritized before the $9 billion. And the things that we are going to be able to control now, especially from a capital and investment perspective, be able to put dollars into the LTL company that are LTL specific. Right. And that's going to get us back on and help us leapfrog the competitors out there in the LTL market. So we're super excited about being independent.
Now, there are some good companies. There's Old Dominion has really good margins, and you've got a couple of companies that are scrappy that we know about. What should we be looking at to be able to measure your performance against, say, a J.B. Hunt, against some of the other companies that are like an ArcBest that we've all looked at?
Yeah, that's a great point. In this industry, the LTL industry is a strong industry. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons that, from a value perspective, why we did spin this company off to be independent so that we can unlock that value. We always watch our competitors. We respect our competitors, but we feel like that we have advantages, especially from a network perspective when we're the largest by far and the fastest, as well as the most reliable. So when you think about what we're spinning out with in that iconic FedEx name, we are really excited becoming independent.
And I don't know, I think as someone who's used truckers to have priority versus economy. Economy when I'm not doing that well, frankly. Priority when I am doing well. It's a great opportunity and I think it's something the other guys don't have.
Absolutely, and it's a differentiator because it gives the customer a choice. And we have several customers that use both, some that use all priority, some use economy. But a great example, we've got customers that ship from B2B, warehouse to warehouse, and use economy because they can plan further ahead. But we've also, that same customer will ship priority because when they go to their customer from the warehouse, they want that speed that we give them and that reliability. So we've got customers that use both, some that use only priority, some that use economy. So it does give them a great choice.
Okay, so what do you think we should be looking at as shareholders? Margin improvement, debt pay down, customer growth, new vertical success. Those are some of that I've been focused on to be able to keep track of your progress.
I think all of the above. And when you think about back in 2009, when we integrated all the back office and the sales team into the enterprise, we basically just been running this company as an operation. And so now we're getting back control. We've hired an LTL sales force. We have improving our customer-facing technology. All those things that we're doing that we know, the website. You used to take 5 clicks to get to the freight website within the enterprise, and now it's 1, and it's a lot more useful than it was in the past. So all those things that are going to level the playing field and also allow us to leapfrog, we've been working on those very hard for the year. Now, we've got several things left to pull leverage out of this company to do. And that's why, over the next 3 years, we laid out a plan to be at a certain point in 2029 with a 15% margin. However, that's not the ceiling. And, we've got a lot of work to do to get off the TSAs, the transitional service agreements, and some of the technology that we need to build to really, truly update our systems.
Now, there were some other things I read that would tell me that that it wouldn't work unless you made changes. The dashboard they have, where you would have customers and they would be seeing FedEx stuff and FedEx Freight. They don't need to see FedEx anymore. Obviously, you got to change their technology.
Yeah, not only that, but we built a ton of new technology, but when your parcel business is 80 billion of the 90, most of that technology spend is going to be, and then rightfully so.
Right.
And so what we try to do with the LTL company is try to work that technology in there, and we just basically made it more complicated. And that's what we're doing right now. We're untangling that. Plus, we're leapfrogging because we're building new platform type technology that's going to give us the ability to utilize AI and machine learning.
Right. Now, I know in all of your publications, of course, you always start with safety first, which is the way it has to be. And I was curious to know whether you thought that that self-driving trucks are safe, because that maybe some people say that's the future. Can't find as many drivers. You're like other people just say, listen, drivers get tired, but the machines don't. I'm trying to figure out whether you think they're safe.
Well, when you think about the two types of drivers in the LTL business, you have a pickup and delivery driver that will never be replaced by an autonomous vehicle. The other, the line haul, right now we've been testing that technology at FEC, at RemainCo. We've been running retail business from Dallas to Houston and back, Dallas to El Paso for the last couple of years. And I'm telling you, Jim, that technology's there.
It is.
We can leave that yard in Dallas, and it navigates to the interstate, runs down to Houston, navigates to that facility, and 99.9% of the time, drivers never touch one thing. Now, that truck does have a safety driver in there. So what we're doing, we're looking at that, but what we like about the autonomous vehicle technology is the other safety technology that they had to develop in order to be autonomous. And we've got those all on our trucks now. So it's made our company drivers more safe.
Oh, that's great. Now, also, you mentioned something I think people should recognize that I think is a huge advantage for you. There is, you said that people, the first kind of driver, someone who can drop off, pick up, they are wearing the uniform, which I think we like to see. I think that we are kind of like, who's that guy? I don't want the who's that guy in my house. You know what I mean? So it's a big advantage for you.
Yeah, and all our drivers have uniforms, and you'll know it's a FedEx driver. And I tell you, when you think about our workforce, we've got the best in the industry. Our drivers have shown that when we compete in the National Truck Driving Championships. Just last year in 2025, we had more than 50% of the total winners just from freight. And, of course, we have the 2025 National Grand Champion at Freight. So
I read that competition, so I got to know more. They should be showing that. I should be following that more. Now, profitable growth is your North Star, said twice in the conference call. How do we measure what profitable growth is?
Well, I think, when we talk about where we're sitting today and where we're going to go to 2029 from an operating ratio, we want to be able to grow revenue and take market share, but we also want to improve our operating ratio every year. And so that margin is really important for us. And one of the ways that we feel really good about that is the verticals that we talked about that we have not been able to sell in due to the fact that we didn't,
really important,
did not have a dedicated LTL sales force to do that. Plus, the way we're incenting our sales team is a little different than what we've done in the past. We're going to incent them on growth as well as increasing profit by the area that they're in control of. So, you got to do both. Can't just grow. You got to grow profitably.
Well,
so
last thing, obviously, I'm where I want the company to perform no matter what the environment is. But you do have to deal with the fact things have gotten slightly better, as you said in your own handouts, but things aren't necessarily strong yet. How do you feel about the economy and FedEx Freight?
Well, with our strategy, we feel like that we can grow in a down economy.
Right. That's why I like that.
And that's why we feel good about our short, medium, and long-term strategy. We have been watching the truckload market. Capacity has been going out of there because a lot of the regulatory downs that where we're looking after the illegal CDLs, illegal CDL schools, the cabotage out of Mexico, the non-domiciled drivers, all of that has been taking capacity. And normally that will transition to help the LTL business when the truckload capacity is tight. That's when we get the bigger shipments into the LTL industry.
Well, I can tell you after spending a long time since we met personally when you had your day, we decided for the trust that we're keeping. We think it's a great opportunity. We think that there's so many ways to rationalize. We think you guys are amazing operators, and we want to have some leverage to a better economy. And I think that that would be a cherry on top, so to speak, from what you're doing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much to John Smith, President and CEO of FedEx Freight. We think this is a keeper for those of you who bought FedEx with us. We like it. They have money's back in.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's T-minus 2 weeks until a potential SpaceX IPO. So Cramer's breaking down a key technical component of its arrival for the markets. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.